Hello and welcome to the very first Embrace from the Beyond.
I'm Prageet and this is Julieanne.
Hi, I'm Jules. And this is really a space that we've created for the Stargate community. Hey, everyone, to receive the ongoing support. Our guide Alcazar has said that this year is going to be an intense year. He said every day. And so that kind of planted the seed for us to create something where we can come through, we can bring through channeled guidance, Alcazar's answers to your questions.
And basically, we just want to support people throughout the year because it's going to be intense, both out there in the world, but also internally for each one of us as we're challenged to move forward and become more aware, more conscious, etc.
Yeah, that's real. It's sometimes life brings us hurdles and it's up to us to jump over them. And so this is a space for us all to get energized to make those jumps.
So we were watching as people signed in before we actually started, and we're all over the world, which is fantastic, all over the States. So
thank you all for being here.
Thank you for being here.
We're really happy to be with you. And for anyone who's watching this who is new to the Stargate, we want to say a little bit about what it is. But Crowdcast, this platform we're going on, is going to Facebook and YouTube Live, and we're in a webinar room at the same time, which is super cool. And as we go live, it reminds us to take a deep breath. So I'm going to do that again. So this is the Stargate. And this Stargate is a sacred geometric structure that has the ability to anchor a high vibrational energy field. And when we meditate with this, which we'll actually be doing at the toward the end of today's broadcast, it creates this field of energy that expands your consciousness so you can go deep into meditation effortlessly. And you can also start to have multidimensional experiences because you start to feel subtle energies. So the subtle becomes tangible and you start to be able to actually feel this embrace from the beyond.
Beautiful.
Cool.
So we're going to start with a short channeling from Alcazar.
Yeah.
And so I'll just let him come through. Beloved ones, we greet thee, 'tis Alcazar. And indeed, it is a great pleasure to be here with you in the first of these many broadcasts to support and inform you as you move through this next year. As you have heard and as we have said already, 2019 is a challenging year. The energetics are a year of catalyst, which encourages change. Change is already happening out in your world in many different ways. Some of these changes are very depressing if you attach yourself to them. Our intention is to suggest to you that you focus more on your own internal experience rather than following the news, so to speak, the negative news that the media tends to focus on around your world. By changing your own energy, you change your perspective on what is occurring. As you change your energy, you actually influence in a subtle way what is occurring out in your world. We wish to support you. We wish to expand this support to all those who may benefit from it. And so we offer and suggest that you mention this to your friends if you feel that this might be appropriate for them.
And we wish already to set a gentle energy field. Many of you who are hearing these words are already feeling the energies, for you have been working with the Stargate. And so we wish to ride on this wave of energy. So just asking inside now for the energy of the earth, Gaia, inviting that connection with the earth to come up into your body, into your energy field. Just feeling the earth's energy is also here to support you. And inviting now the consciousness, the higher dimensional consciousness that is anchored in the Stargate structure, that allows these energy fields to come through, inviting this consciousness to come to you. We call forth the presence of an etheric Stargate and just visualizing this pyramid structure forming around you, relaxing and asking your Stargate to activate. So we call for the activation of all the etheric Stargates. And as many of you are familiar with working with the etheric Stargate, we are just going to jump to the 12th dimensional frequencies. So asking inside right now for a strong 12th dimensional energy field.
We call for a strong 12th dimensional energy field in all the etheric Stargates around the world. Whether you are listening live or whether you are listening to a recording, if you tune in, if you invite this energy, you will feel it because we're working with the quantum field.
And so just relaxing as this beautiful energy field, this energy of love, this energy of support vibrates you. Very good. And so the field is set. As we communicate with you this day, there is the words for the mind, but there is also an energetic that we are sharing with you. So we invite you to relax, be present, and just feel right now the connection with the hundreds of people around your world who are tuning in this moment, whether this moment for you is live or this moment is in the recording.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So part of what we're doing here is really creating a sense of family and a sense of just having a boost each week. So thank you all so much for being here and supporting us in creating this.
And we want to send a special happy birthday to Luca, who's actually translating this live in Italy. So he has a whole bunch of Italians that are joining us on a different link. So happy birthday, Luca.
Yeah,
we love
happy
you.
Birthday, Luca.
Okay, so we have some of your questions. As you know, we invited you to write questions in, and you can still do that. We had lots, and so we're going to select some of them. If you've written in and we don't cover your question, we might do it in the following weeks.
Yeah, we should say thank you so much for sending questions, because we received a lot of questions from you. And what we're going to be doing is actually picking a theme each week. So this week, our theme is nothing, because we were just going through these questions last night. But we're really excited to actually put these all together into themes for you in the future. So yeah. And also, just so that you know, we read every single question that you sent us, but there's no way we're going to get to all of them today. But know that we have them. If you emailed us, we didn't email you back because, like we said, there were so many that Ashley was overwhelmed and she was just like, okay. But we have your questions. We've read them and we'll be using them in future.
Yeah. We may combine similar questions, but also some of the questions are very personal about health issues and things like this. And we can't give a general answer to some of those very specific questions. because in order to answer them, we need more information from you, and that's much better handled in a session rather than in a general place like this.
Yeah, there are some that do need that interaction. So for those of you who wrote us those types of questions, we made notes of them, and we'll be reaching out to you just to say, hey, this is something more in depth. In the future, also in this platform, it's pretty easy for us to invite you to share your camera and microphone and actually interact with us. So we might start playing with that in the future. But for today, we're just going to do pre-submitted questions. And please know that in order for your question to reach us, we need you to email it to stargatequestions@gmail.com. Otherwise, we might not see it if you just post it on Facebook or somewhere else. So to make it easier on us, we are going to ask that you pre-submit your questions for each week. Okay.
There, Alcazar. Ashley.
Ashley.
Okay, Ashley's just put up the where you need to send the questions to.
Okay.
So let's get started. And so we have some of them written down here. The first one is, I would like to ask, how may I stay connected to the quantum field and the superconscious throughout my daily activities? I have moments where I am connected, but then I disconnect. I am but a human in 3D. I'm finding my ego is not cooperating. So I think maybe we just give that one over to Alcazar right away.
Let's bring him through.
Beloved one, we thank you for your question because this has a great deal of relevance for so many people. First of all, you say, how may I stay connected to the quantum field? Beloved, you are always in the quantum field. You cannot avoid being in the quantum field. The quantum field includes absolutely everything, your physical reality, the other dimensions, and beyond. The quantum field is that very energetic of spirit. It is extremely difficult for the human mind to understand what the quantum field is. We can give you explanations. But beloved one, as you start to realize and as you start to focus on being in the quantum field, understanding comes. But that understanding is still extremely difficult to put into words, but is an inner knowing. So it is not about how can I be in the quantum field. It's about how can I remain more aware of the quantum field as I go about my daily life. You say your ego is not cooperating. Ego wants you to remain the same. Ego does not want to change. Ego wants to be radiating the presence that it knows. So indeed, your ego does not cooperate, so to speak. But who's in charge of your ego? It is up to your conscious mind. It is your intention that makes the difference. So first of all, do not think that you have to be constantly focusing and trying to be in the quantum field. You're always there. Be present with what you are doing in your physical world. And then your intuition is the guidance that comes from your superconsciousness, which exists in the quantum field. So you can receive guidance through your intuition as you move about in your daily tasks. By meditating, you raise your vibration, which makes it much easier to sense the quantum field. So when you say you have moments of being connected and disconnected, well, that is just simply moving from awareness of being in the field and not.
This one, Joe Dispenza describes this as being the particle or the wave. When you are the wave, you feel the expansion, you feel the field, you feel the energies. When you are in more of the particle state, it is as if you are more of a physical being, less of an energetic one. You are in a duality here. Move with the contraction and expansion. Do not fight to constantly be in a state of bliss, beloved. Your superconsciousness guides you sometimes by triggering those unresolved issues that need your attention. And so we say again, be present with what is happening to you. The next step in your evolution may not be to be the expanded being of light. In that moment, it might be to hold the inner child who simply needs the hug. So we have said many times that you are in the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, and that is life in your third dimensional reality. With the Stargate work, you go like this. So the highs are getting higher, and the lows also
are not so low.
So, beloved, it is a beautiful question. And we invite you also to indeed practice meditation as an art form, as a form of relaxing so that your consciousness may expand. And so for each and every one of you listening right now, just take that deep breath, relax, and notice with the relaxation, you can feel the energy field around you far more profoundly. You can move with this relaxation even as you are encountering the challenges of your day-to-day life. It is but a moment away.
Great. And for those of you that are new to the Stargate, we have lots of free meditations on our website. And so maybe, Ashley, could you put a link up for those people that are new who would like to check out all these free?
And yeah, so that URL for our website is the stargateexperience.com. And we also have the Stargate Experience Academy.com. But all the free meditations are on the stargateexperience.com.
So next question. Alcazar, you repeatedly say nothing to do. It is an allowing, relaxing into. However, bio-reprogramming asks us to look back at specific events, look at certain patterns, and to become aware of them to change them. The essence of life energies are being used to change certain aspects of a person once they become aware of them. I find it confusing. Sometimes we are directed to know about a discordant pattern, and sometimes we are directed to focus on what we want, which will simply override the old, unwanted, difficult patterns. Sometimes we are told nothing to do. When do we need to revisit? When do we need to just focus on holding the vision? When do we need to relax and allow? So, again, we'll let Alcazar answer that. Beloved one, it is not confusing if you understand the subtle differences. But first, let us say this. By focusing on a pattern you don't want and trying to replace it with a new one will not override it. You need to dissolve that pattern, that programming in the subconscious. So, when you are working in Stargate meditations and Stargate processes, it is about relaxing into the energy, nothing to do. By relaxing into the energetic, you are allowing the supportive energies to create opening and the potential of change within. That which you call bio-reprogramming is a different method, a method that requires the inquiry, the looking into, working with the Stargate, especially with that which we call the inner child program, and the bio-reprogramming are very similar. The bio-reprogramming is a process for those who are more interested in the mental understanding in order to release. Some people are needing the explanation, needing the understanding so that they can release. More of the male energy. The feminine energy is much more about receptivity and allowing the change. And so you move from both perspectives. So, beloveds, understand that these are not contradictory, just different techniques that you can use at different times. The essence of life energy is again slightly different. We will ask this one, Julieanne, to speak on our behalf because it is her method.
So it is to understand that when you move with the essence of life, there is a certain amount of focus that is needed to generate this energy. You are drawing into your chakra system, into your human energy system, this source connection to your essence. Once you bring it into the body, it is about allowing the natural flow, that quantum intelligence. So it is similar to holding a cloud of energy around a particular body part or a mental or emotional issue, and you allow the gentle dissolving. And so this includes the element of nothing to do. Even as you are directing the energy, you are not doing the dissolving. You are simply holding the focus that allows that energy to gently sift through the layers of that impact which has been held in your energy field. So, beloved ones, understand this deeply. When we say nothing to do, it is because when you work with the Stargate or the essence of life, you are plugging in to an intelligent energy field. You are opening the doorway for guidance from your superconsciousness. And so for the human part, for the brain-mind mechanism, it is to allow a certain level of receptivity, passivity, that allows that broader connection to work with you. It is the part of you that knows you better than you know yourself.
Right. So, next question. I cannot make the trip to Slovenia and therefore will not receive the amazing download of energies promised that will propel the participants forward on their spiritual path instantly. What, if anything, can I do to attain the same result and not be left behind on my spiritual journey? I believe time is of the essence here. Okay.
So first of all, this is a beautiful question because we know that a lot of people who can't make it to the live event in Slovenia want to receive this blueprint. Alcazar is calling this a blueprint for the new humanity. And what he's saying about it is that some of our dormant gifts, it's time for us to be able to access more of them. So let's bring them through.
Beloved ones, there are many of you that hold the idea that you cannot, for some reason or other, participate in the Slovenian gathering. First of all, let us say this. You create your own reality. Take a look. Are you allowing limiting beliefs, old programs, to say you cannot come? Can you allow yourself to expand beyond these old beliefs? This applies to quite a few of you. It would be possible if you allow yourself to move beyond the old. So, those who will be physically present will indeed be those receiving these energetics directly. We have said that they will be receiving them on behalf of humanity. These energies will be broadcast via the Stargate grid system. As many of you know, there are thousands of Stargates now, physical, smaller ones, and larger ones also around the world. As we work in Slovenia, as we bring these energies through, they will be radiated to all the Stargates around the world. There is a potential, a possibility of also allowing the audience around the world to listen in. This is some technologies that these two are working with. Do not be afraid of being left behind. These energies will be shared. There is not an experience, though, that will be comparable to being one of the first to allow these energies, this new blueprint, into your energetic field. We have said that these will activate parts of your DNA that have been dormant. It is an invitation for an accelerated change in your life. How will this affect you? You are all unique. You are all so different. And so these energies will support you in different ways, depending on your past experience, the vast experience that you have had from many lives. And so, beloved ones, we welcome you all into this Slovenia event. We welcome you all to receive these energies as they are broadcast around the world. And then as we travel with these two, we will be bringing them into the different physical locations in the different countries as we join you there.
Beloved ones, we have said to this one, Julieanne, that there was a reason for the shutdown that occurred due to difficult childhood circumstances, experiences, impacts. That if she had come in with all of her gifts, she would not have been supported in being here in your 3D reality. And so, in a sense, this shutdown was a gift. But now it is possible to open wider, to connect more deeply to those gifts, to those abilities, to that awesome, powerful being that you are. This is important for some of you to hear, because there are those of you who are struggling right now, feeling that there is no end to the misery of the patterning. So many on a spiritual path have chosen a difficult childhood. Why? So that you could make such a big splash when you free yourself. So, beloveds, we ask you to continue to focus on that freedom that you sense is possible. It is possible. Much is coming up in preparation for this new blueprint. And those of you who are aware of the Stargate work, you are being pushed a little. So just to be aware and to say, thank you, superconsciousness. I understand the message. I will look inside and bring the love to the inner child, bring the love to the humanness. That love is the key. It is the shortcut.
Great.
Okay.
Next question. I was told that I am Arcturian. Being relatively new to this work, I'm not really sure I understand the true meaning of this. Does it mean that I am descended from, or does it mean that I actually am Arcturian? Also, what does it mean to be a starseed? Okay, so the first thing is, just because somebody tells you something, don't just assume that it's correct. So very briefly, the way that Alcazar describes what's been happening here on the planet was that eons ago, the Pleiadians came and brought to the human body the ability to become conscious. And then with that ability for consciousness to come in the form that we are in right now, beings came from around the universe. There's so many intelligent, highly advanced beings. And they came into the human form. Just as you come in from lifetime after lifetime, your consciousness comes into a new body. In that very first time, consciousness came from other places around the universe. So if you're Arcturian, if you don't know it, that's okay. You can just ask for your star family to connect with you. Many that have worked with the Stargate are very aware of their star family. It's something that comes to you as you begin to open up. And if that's something that interests you, if that's something that's important for your evolution right now.
So Alcazar has said to groups many times, you are all extraterrestrials. And it always makes me laugh. But it's to realize that your soul is endless, infinite, eternal. So you've experienced lifetimes that were beyond the earth. So yes, you've been Arcturian, but maybe you've also been something else. Maybe you're far more ancient than even the Arcturian civilization. There are so many possibilities. And so just open when you receive information like this. It's really an invitation to use the Stargate energies to connect directly. Ask the Arcturians to come to you and just see through your felt sense. Do they feel familiar? And then ask, where else am I from? But what Alcazar sometimes connects us into is what he calls our home in the universe. And that's often the first place that we incarnated with beings who are very, very close soul family. And in the first intensive that I ever came to in Mount Shasta in 2012, Alcazar did this meditation where he guided us to feel like we were traveling back to our home planet, to that place that we call home in the universe. And what I felt for me personally was it wasn't a physical place, but the beings who met me there were like so beautiful, and I knew them, and there was just this amazing soul love. And they showed me that they were totally free in that reality, because at any moment they could they were like spherical balls of consciousness, and at any moment they could actually play by traveling through the dimensional realities and changing geometric shape. It was like boom. So yeah, I just invite you to have an actual experience and let that be your guide, because the experience touches you and the experience transforms you.
Great. Lots more questions. So the next one: how do older light beings get through these challenging times? We began much of this, so now how do we deal with it? Well, you are not an older light being. Everyone is ancient, super ancient. So don't focus on the age of your physical body so much. We're all in this process together, and we're all working on it together. So we can't really say where we are with all this other than be in the moment, be with yourself. If your physical body is aging and you feel like you need to take things a little easier, great. It's always about doing what feels right for you. But the process is the same. Meditate, relax, take care of the body, invite your superconsciousness to guide you.
And so, beloved one, a short message for you. Indeed, we invite you to drop the idea that you are old. You are in a constant state of renewal. Your cells are renewing. As you step into the multidimensional energies, there is the potential for the youthing, but not if you continue to reinforce the idea that you are on the decline. And similarly, you are honored for the role that you have played coming into humanity at a lower vibrational place. Now, the opportunity and the invitation is for you just to sit back, relax a little. Part of your strife is that as you look at what is happening in your world, you feel that you are somehow responsible for bringing the light to it. And so we say to you something that we have described before to this one, Julieanne, through this one, Prageet, which is you are in a duality here. When you bring light, love and light, and then some poor person around the corner gets hit with the opposite energy. So this will be a shock to many of you. But what we would suggest that you focus on when you bring in energies of support is focus on the oneness. Bring in an energy that has a depth of love and a depth of understanding of the human condition. So when you see something in your world that bothers you, first of all, you are not responsible for balancing that. There is a balance that is occurring. There is this breaking down of the old so that something new can be created. So take a deep breath and be a little easier. And if you wish to support, ask inside for the energy of the oneness beyond the veil. Ask inside for a depth of understanding about what is truly occurring here on this your earth. And you will start to see with new eyes.
Right. So, another question. When in a relationship, is it bad? When in a relationship, is it a bad thing to be codependent on another? Or can it work for good? If so, how? So, being codependent, we can't say it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's something which is part of your process. Generally, it's something when you remain in a codependent relationship, it holds you back. So let's see what Alcazar has to say. Beloved ones, do not judge yourself. Simply be aware of how you interact with another. That which you are calling codependency can be a step on the way from unconsciousness into awareness. Codependency is when you use another and the other uses you for security, for safety, for acknowledgement, to help you feel that you are worthy. But it also has its downside, its limitations. For you cannot be in your own power this way. You cannot be out in the world, standing on your own feet without the need of another. And so if you find yourself in that which you call a codependent relationship, if you find you are in a relationship where you know that you could not survive without the other, then take a look and say, what is it this other is providing for me that I'm not providing for myself? And when you start to see these different elements, ask yourself, can I start to provide these for myself? The answer is always yes, you can. So the next question is, are you willing to? Are you willing to step into your own power? How do you do this? You need to take a look and see, what are those programs? What are those belief systems that I have adopted that mean that I am in need of another? And so often these programs were created in your early years, received from your parents and your societies around you. And so often the inner child work that we have offered assists in moving out of this codependency. And so, beloved ones, it is a step on the way for many. When you realize you are in a codependent relationship, then perhaps it is time to move beyond it.
Great.
Okay. So
I think meditation time.
I think it's time for meditation, yeah.
So we're going to ask Ashley to drop in the music link, and that will appear toward the bottom of the screen. So click that link, and then you should be able to adjust your music volume in the page that opens. Then it's time to relax and go inside. We're going to zap you with some Stargate energy. So this meditation, we don't know what's going to happen. So we're just going to tune in and let Alcazar come through and guide it. So we invite you just to relax, go inside.
Okay, so we're going to turn our camera off for this meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So have the music playing if you wish to have the music. And then close the eyes, relax, nothing to do. And so, beloved ones, you have already created a 12th dimensional energy field. So let us start by reinforcing and reconnecting to it.
So just asking inside for your etheric stargate once again to form around you.
We call for an etheric stargate to come down around each and every one of you.
And again, visualize, feel This assists in the anchoring and asking inside for the energy of the earth. And just invite every cell of your body to relax into the earth's energy. And now, inviting a strong 12th dimensional energy field, we call for a very strong energy field of the 12th dimension. And just feel.
Relaxing into these soft energies. Nothing to do. As you relax, you become more open to the subtle energies that the Stargate provides. As you relax, you become more sensitive to these energies. We are going to invite the angelic realm to join us. So we ask each and every one of you to ask inside for the presence of the angels.
We call for the presence of the angelic realm. And just feel as the energy gently changes around you, the angels bringing their presence to you just because you asked.
You might sense their presence in your own energy field because them coming to you vibrates your own energetic. There is one ascended master who we are going to invite to come and be with each and every one of you. She is the one known as Kuan Yin, and she is known for her love and her compassion. And beloved ones, in these troubled times, love and compassion are vital if you wish to flow through your life and through your environment with ease and grace. And so we ask each one of you to ask inside for the presence of Kuan Yin.
We call for the presence of Kuan Yin.
And feel, here she comes, feeling her soft energy coming to you. You can invite her to be a constant support in your life if you choose. Very good. And now we are going to ask and invite each one of you to invite your own personal guides, those that you enjoy working with, those that you may not know but who are there for you. So a general invitation to all the guides that are here to assist you to bring their energy into your etheric Stargate right now.
And so we call for the presence of all of our personal guides and the guides beyond our personal sphere.
And just feel as many energies join you now, coming into your Stargate. Yeah. And relaxing into their support. Very good. And this day you have talked of star families and your connections out into the universe. As we have said many times, each and every one of you are ancient. You were never born. You will never die. Yes, the bodies will change, but your consciousness will exist forever and has existed forever. You are consciousness playing right now in this third dimension, but you have existed in many places before you became human. You have a connection to the stars, so to speak, to other civilizations far more advanced than your human one, where you have lived, where you have incarnated many, many times before traveling to your earth. And so we call these your star families. And so we ask and invite each one of you now just to ask inside for your star family to make an energetic connection with you. Not to try and find out where you have come from, but just the energetic connection right now.
And so, asking with feeling, we call for the presence of our family from our home in the stars.
And just allow their gentle love, their gentle connection to happen energetically with you. Many of you, as we have already said, know your origins in the stars. And this connection will simply strengthen that knowingness, strengthen how much love you receive, how much appreciation you receive from your star family. For they are honored that you are here on this earth right now.
And there is a multidimensional cascading of energies similar to the preparing for the new blueprint meditation. This is an energy that is offered from your universe to cleanse your auric field, an energy to revitalize you on a cellular level, an energy to plug you in, to connect you to the vast truth of who you are. And so we ask you just to invite and feel your energy field expanding. Imagine your aura expanding outward in all directions and inviting the mind, the body, the emotions all to relax into that expansion. And we begin sending you this gentle cascade, this gentle showering of multidimensional frequencies. Frequencies from source. Frequencies from the being that is your true self. Just feel this gentle raindrops of energy. And you may notice a stillness, a silence that is growing within you as you simply relax. Just allow, just relax. Nothing to do.
And so, beloved ones, there is so much to discover about yourself, to discover about your abilities, to discover about your connection to the universe and beyond. The Stargate is here to assist your more rapid evolution. And at this time, we are creating energies of preparation so that there is a great receptivity for the new blueprint for humanity. We love you. and we bless you. We honor each and every one of you on your journey. And we will talk to you again very soon.
So we'll invite you just to stay in that energy field for as long as you wish. And we will see you next week. It's going to be on a Sunday next week. So we'll see you then. Okay.
Much love.
Bye-bye.
Take care.